we found some interesting information from the beginning of the 21st century concerning the development of drones. If only we knew then what we know now. Let's begin. Over the first quarter of the 21st century, drones, also known as unmanned aerial vehicles, have evolved from niche military tools into a central part of modern life, industry, and warfare. This briefing traces that transformation from the year 2000 to 2026. At the start of the 21st century, drones were almost exclusively used by the military. One of the most influential systems was the Predator drone, which played a major role in US operations in Afghanistan and Iraq. Initially, these drones were designed for surveillance, gathering intelligence without putting pilots at risk. But they quickly evolved. Within a few years, they were equipped with weapons, enabling remote-controlled strikes. This marked a turning point in warfare. For the first time, combat operations could be carried out by operators thousands of kilometers away from the battlefield. Around 2006, things began to shift. Regulators started allowing limited civilian use of drones, although adoption remained slow. At the time, drones were still expensive, difficult to operate, and heavily restricted. However, key technologies were improving, especially sensors, batteries, and onboard computing. These advances laid the groundwork for a much larger transformation. The real breakthrough came in the early 2010s. Consumer-friendly drones entered the market, making the technology accessible to the general public. Suddenly, drones were no longer just military equipment. They became tools for creativity and recreation. Photographers and filmmakers began using them for aerial shots. Hobbyists embraced them for flying and racing. Businesses started to experiment with new applications. This period marked the beginning of widespread public awareness and adoption. As drones became more affordable and reliable, industries began to adopt them at scale. In agriculture, drones were used to monitor crops and optimize yields. In infrastructure, they inspected bridges, power lines, and buildings more safely and efficiently. Emergency services used them in search and rescue missions and disaster response. Companies also began exploring drone delivery, although large-scale deployment remained limited. By the end of the decade, drones had become a fast-growing global industry. At the same time, military use of drones continued to expand. Dozens of countries developed or acquired drone capabilities. New types of systems emerged, including smaller tactical drones and loitering munitions, sometimes called kamikaze drones. Drones were no longer rare or exclusive. They became widely available tools, changing the balance of power in conflicts around the world. Entering the 2020s, drones became smarter. Advances in artificial intelligence enabled them to navigate more autonomously, recognize objects, and operate with less human control. This opened the door to new possibilities, including coordinated drone swarms, advanced mapping, and more efficient data collection. Drones also began to integrate into broader digital systems, becoming part of how industries gather and use information. Recent conflicts have highlighted a major shift in how drones are used in warfare. Instead of relying on a small number of expensive systems, militaries now deploy large numbers of low-cost drones. These drones are used for surveillance, targeting, and even direct attacks. Some are designed to loiter over an area before striking. This shift has made drone warfare more decentralized, more scalable, and more accessible. In many ways, drones have become one of the defining technologies of modern conflict. Today, drones are fully integrated into both civilian life and military strategy. They are used in filmmaking, agriculture, infrastructure inspection, and emergency response. They are being tested for delivery services and urban transportation. At the same time, they remain a critical component of modern armed forces. Drones are now affordable, widely available, and constantly improving. In just over 2 decades, drones have undergone a remarkable transformation. They have moved from specialized military systems to everyday tools, and now to essential infrastructure in both civilian and military domains. As technology continues to advance, their role is likely to expand even further, shaping how we work, how we travel, and how conflicts are fought. The story of drones is not just about machines in the air. It is about how rapidly technology would reshape the world below them.